Hey Beyond Macros heroes, Matt here with another video to help you grow your coaching business. Hands down, the most common struggle I hear coaches talk about in their applications to the Beyond Macros Certified Coach program is organizing client check-in data and creating smooth systems online. And that is something I've been perfecting out of necessity. Managing a team of 10 and growing has required me to learn how to manage both remote clients and a remote team. And that's why I'm going to show you the tools I use to make online coaching easier. First, I will explain some of the situations where these online tools can help. And then I will actually be demonstrating how we use these or how we have used tools at different stages of our business. When I was working with clients in person, I had it easy. I just kept a notebook with sections for each client, and I could bust out the notebook before the client meeting. I could also sit down with the client and scroll through their MyFitnessPal with them. I could hash out any issues face to face and make sure my recommendations were crystal clear. But online, things get sloppy. Email threads grow to 50 plus emails at times. And pretty soon, you can't tell which of your dozen email threads contains your client's attached check-in document. And perhaps you found that you've got a good chunk of clients who simply don't check in on a regular basis because your check-in process isn't streamlined or convenient. And that check-in process isn't good for you either. It takes 20 minutes just to find all the information you need to review to craft your client check-in emails and update their programs. Because of this disorganization and admin nightmare, if I dropped 20 new clients in your lap today, you'd be drowning trying to serve them. Yet you might feel like you just need more leads for your online coaching business to allow you to finally live the lifestyle you want to live. Unfortunately, that's not how successful online businesses work. You need to have systems in place so that it's frictionless for your clients to check in with you and follow your program. They hired you to make their transformation easier, not more complicated. You also need to have systems in place so that when it's time to check in on your clients and update or create new programs for them, that it's streamlined. Your energy needs to go into providing a great client experience, not hunting down spreadsheets. And if you've struggled with getting clients to follow a plan, or you've experienced miscommunications over email, and just generally struggle to connect with some clients, then you need to understand what tools and processes can remedy this for your online business. There are tools we use at Beyond Macros to connect with our online clients as well, if not better than we could in person. Some of the tools we use might be a bit expensive for those of you who are just starting out, so I'm gonna be discussing some of the low cost or free options you have available to yourself. These tools include GSuite for intake forms, organizing client data, and collaborating on check-ins with your clients. Streak CRM for keeping client data organized within Gmail, so it's available at a glance for check-ins, and also for creating reminders to follow up with your clients. And also Zapier for allowing apps to talk to each other, which automates repetitive processes that steal precious time from you. And lastly, Loom for creating personalized videos for your clients to improve your connection with them. Other than GSuite, which costs I think $5 per user per month, each of these services has a free version. The free version is limited, and I do pay for the pro version of each, but I'm not an affiliate for any of these companies at the time of this recording. They're just what I've used to grow Beyond Macros over the last 4 years, and I think they can help you too. Now, I will show you how we use or have used each of these platforms. So check the description for timestamps of where each demo for the tools are in case you're revisiting this video or you want to jump around. I also posted a link to a convenient download where you can see demos of each tool at beyondmacros.com/coachtool, all one word. And when the video is done, pop to the comments and tell me which tool you need to start using today. All right, so we're going to start these demos with GSuite, which is essentially Google's tools for business. You probably have a free account for Gmail and Google Drive and some of these other services that they offer. The nice thing about setting one up for your business is that you can, for Gmail, you can use your website's domain as your email address. So I can use Gmail for matt@beyondmacros.com, for example. The other really nice thing is that if you have other people on your team, you can add users to your GSuite. But I'm going to show you right now why these tools are going to help you with your intake process, with automating admin, as well as how to stay organized with your client data. The first thing that I have here is just the old check-in sheet that we used to use with our clients. We've since started using a tracking software that we work with a developer on. But this is a really good way if you don't want to pay per client for tracking software to just pay $5 per month and have your Gmail, your forms, all these things in one place. So the cool thing about Google Suite is that all of these documents are collaborative. So if you've ever been in a position where you have your clients input things into, let's say, an Excel document and then email that to you, this takes away that additional step. Because as I update things in this sheet, if it's shared with my client or coach, then they're going to see that this updated, which is quite nice. So you can use it to create check-in sheets, and you can have multiple tabs to track different things. You can also hire a virtual assistant for probably $25 to $30 to actually create one of these for you, which is really nice. This will change the game if you've been sending spreadsheets back and forth with clients. One of the next really nice things here is that you can use forms. So this is Google's form builder, and you can come in here and you can create all the questions that you want to collect from a client before they get started. And then when they fill that out, you're actually going to be able to see in their responses, all the responses will populate here. And the cool thing is you can create a spreadsheet from the responses. So if I create the spreadsheet here, we'll get a new spreadsheet that pops up. And every time somebody fills out the form, their form data is going to end up in this row. So when they answer, their name is Matt, and what their phone number is and what their email is, all of that's going to end up in its own row. And the really cool thing about that is that if you start being a little bit more advanced and you set up automations, perhaps with Zapier or with if this then that, IFTT, then this can actually trigger some of those things, and you can use this data to, let's say, set somebody up in your email marketing service. When a new client fills out an intake form, you can pull their name and their email from this, and then you can use it to create a contact in your email marketing service. So there's a lot of advanced things you can start doing by using Google Forms as your intake and then having it export to a spreadsheet for the responses. The other great thing about G Suite, in addition to being able to create these forms and create a tracking document that your client can collaborate with you on without having a lot of back and forth, it saves a lot of time, is that you can also keep all of your client data nice and organized. So this is an example of a folder kind of hierarchy that I created, where if I've got all of my nutrition clients, I can have one folder for the people that dropped off. And if I do check-ins twice with clients on 2 separate days, let's say I have some people who I do Friday check-ins and some who I do Thursday check-ins, well, I can just put all the Friday check-in client tracking documents that I created, so these tracking documents that are shared with that client, and I can put them here in the Friday check-in. And then that way, when I'm doing check-ins on Fridays, I just come in here, I can click and open each of these tracking documents, and then from there, I can create my check-in, whatever that looks like for you. So that's some of the ways that we use G Suite. We use it for our intake forms, exporting that data to create some automations. We use it for, or have used it for, client tracking. A lot of our certified coaches still use that method. It's a little bit more cost effective than running off of a software initially. And then we also used it when we weren't using the tracking software to stay really organized with the client data. So next up, we'll talk about some of the automations that you can be using, as well as how to connect with your clients a little bit better and train them about how to use G Suite as well. So I'm getting meta here. And these videos that I'm recording for you are using a service called Loom at loom.com. And you can see there's my face here in this box. And when I end up pressing a check mark here to finish my recording, then I'm taken to this page. This is the video that I just recorded about how we use G Suite for our client data staying organized, for our intake forms, as well as for Gmail. So the cool thing is I can then copy that link, and then that link, I can put it into an email within Gmail, and then it'll give an actual preview of the video within the email, which is really cool. And you can now create videos using Loom to actually train your clients about how to use things. So you might create a video that every client gets in your tracking document where you say, hey, Matt, this is your daily weigh-in template. Each day you're going to put your measured weight in here. You're going to change the date to your starting date. And I don't want you to worry too much about the day-to-day fluctuations, because this 10-day weight trend here is going to make sure that you see a moving average of your weight. It's going to smooth out those day-to-day fluctuations, which we expect with water weight, whatever your spiel is going to be for each of these different sheets. And what that does is, one, it gets you in front of the camera and gets your client to actually see you, let's say, with your onboarding process. It also, with video, you're able to explain things a lot better than with written words. So if I can actually do a demonstration on the tracking document instead of trying to type out how to use it, it's going to be a lot more useful for your clients as well. And the other good thing is, now using any other automations, anytime a new client signs up, you could send them this video about how you're expecting them to use their tracking document in your onboarding process. And it just makes things that much smoother. But the other really cool thing here is that with Loom Video, for example, something that we do is, if we're going through our client's food journal, for example, we can record a Loom video and point things out in their food journal while we're there. So using video is one of the ways that you can connect with your clients just as well online as you can in person, which is really important, because text-based communication is really easy to have miscommunications. So by using video service like Loom, you're able to reduce that, but you're also able to reduce the amount of time that you spend on repeatedly telling clients how to use their tracking documents or fill out forms and things of that nature. It also gets you in front of them on a regular basis, which is really important as well. So next up, we'll talk about how to keep your client data organized in a CRM, customer relationship management software, as well as how to use a service like Zapier to automate and reduce your administrative tasks. Here is my CRM, or customer relationship management software, called Streak. And there's a lot of really advanced things that you can do with Streak on the pro version, but the benefit of using the free version is that you can actually just stay organized with your clients and set some follow-up reminders and know where they're at in their process. So you can actually, you notice here there's essentially a pipeline. So this is the process that people end up moving through. Once they sign up, I need to make sure I send a welcome email. I need to get their orientation meeting scheduled, and eventually they're going to end up in the part of their experience where they're just getting weekly follow-ups. Eventually their first month will be over, and then ideally they'll sign up for additional months. And then from there they might go on hold, or they might drop off. So within a CRM, you can keep a bunch of your client information stored in one area. So the way Streak does it is called boxes. So if I pull up this box that I created for myself, I can create a bunch of data that I want to keep track of. So I might look at what payment plan they're on, keep track of their email or when they got started with their program. You can customize these columns to suit your business and what you want to keep track of. And then from there, you've also got an area where you can keep notes on your clients. So I oftentimes will keep track of what their macronutrient changes have been, what their habit focuses have been. And then that way I can review their notes each time before I get on a call with them. And the cool thing is, since Streak CRM lives in Gmail, if I'm having an email conversation with a client, well, anytime that I have an email with them, this information pops up in the sidebar and I can see my notes and I can see anything about them that might be relevant and help me answer their questions in a more personalized way. So especially if you're dealing with a lot of clients, it really helps to have some good notes on them. And then that way, when they ask a question, instead of giving a generic answer, you can give a very specific and personalized answer. The other cool things that you can do, for example, are you can take notes on calls and meetings. If you want to be even more organized, I don't necessarily go to that degree myself. And as you start to have conversations with them in your email, as there are file attachments, those actually get pulled into this client's box. So you'll see all of your emails in one place with them. It'll pull all the files out so you don't have to go hunting through email threads for files. They're all organized cleanly in one place. So that's one of the really nice things about Streak CRM is it's just a great way to organize data. If you are checking in with or having conversations with your clients using email, I definitely recommend using an email-based CRM. And just to give you an idea of some of the advanced things that Streak allows me to do is I can set up some conditional filters. So I know, for example, when somebody is coming up at the end of their 90 months, or I know I've set up some filters to know when certain coaches are having clients who are struggling with adherence. So then it just shows me in my email when those conditions are met and when I need to follow up with certain clients, which is quite nice as well. And I think within this, I can also show you, I'm not sure if this is a free feature, but you can create a little follow-up. So I can, if I know that I've got to follow up with my client in a day, or if I sent them something and I want to make sure that they saw it and it doesn't sit for too long, I can say follow up with them in 2 days. It'll create the reminder, and then 2 days later, that will pop up into my inbox. It will say, hey, you wanted to follow up with Matt. Here was the email, perhaps, that you created the follow-up from to give some context. And it just makes it a lot easier to stay on top of everything you need to stay on top of with your clients. So this is the final demonstration of the online coaching tools for today. And last but not least is Zapier. It is a program that actually allows apps to talk to each other and creates automations, where you have a trigger that happens in one app, and then that causes Zapier to talk to another app to create an action there. So sometimes apps integrate. So for example, if you're using, let's say, a email marketing software and somebody fills out a form, then within the email marketing software, it's going to create a contact. But let's say somebody fills out your intake form in a Google form. How do you then get that person into your email marketing software? Well, that's where Zapier can come in. Zapier can see that if, for example, someone fills out the form, if you've created a Google Sheet that form data gets exported to, you can essentially set it up so that when a new row is added to that Google Sheet, then that triggers an action for Zapier to go, look in there, find the column with the email and the name, and then put that information into your email marketing provider. I've also, this example that I've got here is how we use Zapier to set up a one-on-one client. So a lot of things happen when a one-on-one client signs up. Usually that's triggered by them filling out the intake form. So essentially what happens here is when that intake form exports a new row of data to the Google Sheet, if this happens, if a new or updated spreadsheet row happens in the intake form Google Sheet, then we copy a program in our tracking software, and then we set that up for the client. We customize it for the client. We create a draft in Gmail, so our welcome email gets sent as a draft to our email. That way we can fill that out with all the personalized client data. And it also creates a new row in a spreadsheet that helps us keep track of our clients. So it sends it to the right coach's client spreadsheet, and it also updates a contact in our email marketing provider. And then the cool thing is each of these things that it does then triggers a few other actions. For example, it puts them in our new client welcome email sequence and things of that nature. So by using Zapier, we're able to have a lot of things be triggered by one action, and that way we're not doing all these redundant tasks like having to go in, copy that program ourselves, write the email out every single time, assign the data to the right coach, and create a contact in the email marketing provider. It just all happens without our input, and I don't have to worry because the machine's doing it, not a person, so no step is going to be missed, which is really nice. So all of this information and all of these programs that we use, we go into a lot of detail about how to use them, how to set this up step by step in the certification program. So if that's something you're interested in going deeper into, you can check out beyondmacros.com/certification and definitely leave a comment down below with how you plan to use the free versions of these software to improve your coaching business, and let's say how you get clients to be more adherent to your plans, or how you're going to run your business more profitably without soul-sucking administrative tasks. I hope this video showed you what's possible when it comes to organizing client data and connecting with your clients online. We go into way more step-by-step detail about how to set up a coaching business that feels effortless to run, so you can focus on your clients. And that's all in our certification program, which you can check out in the description. And remember to subscribe for more shows to help you run your coaching business more profitably and serve your clients more effectively. Until next time, heroes, much love and keep shining.